Hello, welcome back to the channel.
Hello.
My name is Alexis.
And I'm Jen.
And we're That's Flipping Retro.
We buy stuff, we sell stuff, and we eat pot noodles.
Yes. So today it's going to be a bit different. What we're going to be talking about is some books that I purchased from a charity shop a few weeks ago now, actually. But something that we noticed about the titles was quite amusing.
Yes.
So we decided to share that with you. And I would as we go along, we'll put pictures up on screen of the ones that we have of these titles, and you can see how much they're worth. But yeah, so let's just get straight into this, because we bought from a charity shop some Babysitters Club series of books. Now it wasn't the complete series, but it was, I would say, probably about half of the series that we got for 10 pence each.
I'd never heard of the Babysitters Club, but apparently it was a book for young people in the 90s.
Yeah, so it's aimed sort of towards pre-teens. So we're talking sort of 9 to 12-year-olds. That was the market that it was aimed at. So these books, they were the US editions and the UK editions. I had the UK one. Well, I didn't have the UK ones. I borrowed them from the library, and I used to read them during the school holidays. So the US, though, there was a series of these books released by Scholastic, and they were, I think, Apple Books or something they were called. So essentially, they were released there in the late 80s and early 90s, and there was very, very many of them released, including, because I have a list here, an original series, super specials that came out, mysteries, super mysteries, readers' requests,
Readers' Wives.
Yeah. Portrait collections, Friends Forever, and then there were graphic novels. I think there was a series. There was all sorts of stuff that were released. But because these are late 80s and early 90s, they do have slightly witty titles. So that's what we're going to go through today.
So, titles that you wouldn't get away with nowadays?
Probably not. So what we're going to do, if we have the book that we're talking about, there will be a picture on the screen to show you our listing, because I have listed the ones that are worth selling on their own. We do also have a bundle of these. However, I haven't listed those yet, so it will just be the individual ones that are worth more money. So we'll put them up on screen.
And you paid 10 pence each.
10p per book, remember, and we'll see how much they're worth as well as we go. So, basically, I'm going through the list here. You can easily find a list of these, but I just wanted to basically go through because they're absolutely hilarious. So the ones you wouldn't be able to get away with in this day and age: Boy Crazy Stacey. You know, maybe.
I don't know, would you be accused of shaming?
I mean, that's number 8 in the series, in case you would like to know that. Boy Crazy Stacey. So the actual description says, Stacey, while spending 2 weeks at the Jersey Shore as one of 2 helpers to the Pike family, gets a crush on a lifeguard at the beach. So it's, I mean, how she's boy crazy by getting a crush on one boy, I don't know. But, you know, they're apparently Stacey's
a bit of a
goer, yeah. Christy and the Snobs. Sounds like a band, doesn't it? From the 1960s. That's number 11. So Christy moves to a new neighbourhood following her mother's marriage, where she is made to feel inferior to the other residents, especially when they make fun of her sick dog.
Well, that's a cardinal sin, isn't it? Making fun of the sick dog.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, you know, I mean, how they make her feel inferior, I don't know. If you've read number 11 of the series, pop in the comments how they make her feel inferior, because this is like, you know, in this day and age, would, I suppose, to make her feel inferior, maybe they would
have a better iPhone.
Have a better iPhone, yeah. Or
have more pronouns.
Yeah, or have a dog that isn't unwell, apparently. But there we go. Christy and the Walking Disaster, number 20. So, Walking Disaster. So, Jen's doing the editing. Let's pop a pic. No, I'm not saying Jen's a walking disaster. Let's pop a picture of who she would deem a walking disaster up here in the middle. Okay, so there you go. That is the kind of thing. But would you, in this day and age, be allowed to class somebody as a walking disaster, or are they just misunderstood or troubled? So, okay, so God, I'm not going to be able to get away with saying what I'm going to say about this one. So I'm not going to say anything at all. Okay, I'll just read out the title actually, and then and then guess in the comments what I was thinking, because if I don't say it, I can't get in trouble, but if you say it, it's fine, all right? So number 21 is Mallory and the Trouble with Twins. Okay, comment, what do you think that I'm thinking about there? All right? It's totally and utterly non-naughty, okay? It's just really massively inappropriate. So just pop what you think there. Mallory babysits troublesome twins and tries to convince her parents to let her get her ears pierced. Okay, meanwhile, the twins are trying to express their individuality. That's very now, though, isn't it, to be honest? Now. And Mallory realises that she wants to do the same. So maybe she dyes her hair green or purple, gets loads of piercings, you know, that kind of thing.
Is it Mallory gets... Is that what you're referring to?
I said it wasn't naughty, to be fair. I said it wasn't naughty.
Just my dirty mind, then.
So number 22 is Jessie Ramsey Pet Sitter. So this isn't inappropriate, but presumably she goes around calling people a donut.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Number 27, Jessie and the Super Brat. Are you allowed to call someone a Super Brat these days?
No.
No? What are they called these days?
ADHD.
So Jessie babysits a famous TV star. That's really fucking odd, isn't it?
Is that some kind of fetish?
Yeah, I
just
should
imagine going
imagine
around
so.
to, I don't know where I thought Philip Schofield. I'm sure he wouldn't be interested.
Although if I read on, it gets even weirder. So Jessie babysits a famous TV star who claims he's being bothered by John. Oh my God, John Savile, I presume. Jessie nicknames John the Super Brat, but is Derek the TV star telling the truth? So is this a baby TV star? Is this like a mumfluencer who's put her baby on the TV and now all of a sudden... was it...
Not Jen, it wasn't Jen.
No, I was going to say Jessie and John. It was Jen. It became Jen, right? So we also have Christy and the Secret of Susan. Number 32. So Jen, what do you think Susan's secret is?
That she's Susan Sarandon.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't thinking that. All right, put in the comments what you think
Susan's got a winky.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I think this might get a bit demonetised.
Oh, okay. So Christy babysits Susan, who has autism, there you go, and learns that Susan will be going to a special school. Christy hopes she can convince Susan's parents to let her stay in Stony Brook. Okay, this is really politically incorrect in this day and age.
Do they still call them special schools?
No, I don't think so. You have special educational needs, but they do not call them special schools.
I remember at school they had
the
thick table, and I had to sit at the thick table because I'm dyslexic, but obviously they didn't know about that stuff.
So, presumably it's inferring that Susan's secret is she has autism. So obviously this was published in 1990, when I suppose something like that would have been kept more under wraps.
Yeah.
You know? In this day and age, you are, encouraged to sort of speak up about these things, aren't you?
And speak your truth.
Yes. And obviously special school is not something that you can say these days in reference to schools that cater to people who have needs that are, maybe not, they can't do the main curriculum in normal schools.
Because they're differently abled.
Yes. Some of these are just ridiculous, to be fair. Number 33 is Claudia in the Great Search. Claudia is unable to find any pictures of her as a baby, which causes her to believe she may be adopted.
Well, today's kids aren't going to have that problem, are they?
No,
because everything is on social media.
Yeah, and there'll be videos of them in every single thing everywhere. So, no doubt there. However, Does that mean, because a lot of mums, when they get divorced, they destroy their photos of their wedding. Does that mean the wedding never happened? Does that mean they were never married?
That's what I was hoping when I threw my lot out.
So there you go. There you go. This is my favourite. And I know we have this one. I know we have this one. Number 34 is Mary Ann and Too Many Boys. When Mary Ann and Stacey return to the Jersey Shore as mothers helpers for the Pikes, there they are again, the fish-faced Pikes, Mary Ann realises that boys can make her life complicated.
And too many of them.
Can make her pregnant, you know? I mean...
Yes. Well, it only takes one, to be fair. But the odds are increased exponentially, aren't they?
Jesus. But anyway, so what do we think of Mary Ann having too many boys? I mean, either that or she's given birth to a load of boys while she's there. Like, she's had a litter of boys while she's been there, and they make her life complicated because she's babysitting the Pikes kids as well as, you know, raising her own. I don't know. Dawn and the older boy, number 37. That was older, not alter, you know, unless she dresses as a vicar.
Controversial.
The members of the Babysitters Club are determined not to let Dawn get hurt by her boyfriend Travis. Presumably it always rains on him. Who is older and always bossing her around.
Ah.
So, you know, he's gaslighting old Dawny, isn't he? He's gaslighting her and he's controlling and stuff like that. So what do we think of Travis? Would we kick Travis in the ass?
Yes,
we would. Yes, okay.
To be fair, Travis sounds like a massive...
Yeah. Yeah. So number 39 is Poor Mallory. I remember reading this one before. When Mallory's father loses his job, she, along with her siblings, decide to earn money, fearing that they will be poor. These are middle class aren't they? Let's face it. These are all middle class.
Not that there's anything wrong with the middle class.
No, but they're worried about becoming poor. What does that suggest? So, Nikki gets it. I'm not holding anything against people with money, honestly. All I'm saying is that we would like you
to give it to us.
Yeah. So anyway, Nikki gets a paper route. Vanessa tries selling her poetry, not her body. Come on, behave. And Mallory babysits for the wealthy Delaney's. However, being around the Delaney's makes her feel poor.
Today it would be Brittany joins OnlyFans, wouldn't it?
Mallory will need her friends more than ever. So now Mallory would be OnlyFans, flashing her feet for some, you know, dirty old people or something like that, wouldn't she really?
Yeah.
Or she would be selling, you know, panties, etc.
Which I would happily go on OnlyFans and sell pictures of my feet, but my feet look like blocks of concrete with toes because I have flat feet.
I mean, if you are keen on seeing those, then let us know. We can always set up that OnlyFans and you can see
£20
blocks
per
of
picture.
Cheese. Was it blocks of cheese? Or
blocks of breeze blocks is what I call them.
Right, so anyway, moving swiftly on. Number 43 is Stacey's emergency. So is Stacey pregnant?
Stacey's emergency contraception.
Who is it who got pregnant? Too many boys. That was Mary Ann. All right, so Mary Ann nearly got pregnant. This is Stacey's emergency, so her emergency contraception. So during a visit to New York, Stacey's diabetes causes her to go to the hospital.
There you go.
So no emergency contraception. It's just that she's got really hot and bothered, and she's gone to the hospital because of her blood sugars playing up. So there you go. That's what's happened to Stacey. Number 45 is Christy and the Baby Parade. Not baby pageant, right? She's not putting them in makeup like tiny little Lindsay Lohans or anything.
Lindsay Lohan?
I know, how old am I? Problems develop after Christy decides to enter the biennial Stony Brook Baby Parade. Presumably because she's not a baby.
Maybe she's one of these weirdos who've got like baby
Nappy
fetishes and puts nappies on.
So maybe she's popped a nappy on, waddled up to the baby parade and gone, Mama.
There's a high probability that this video will be demonetised. So if you want to buy us a coffee, links in the description.
Yeah, no, tell me about it. Oh my God. So Mary Ann seems to have a problem with having too many of anything, right? So she's had too many boys, so presumably she also eats too many biscuits.
Don't we all?
And she also presumably has too many shoes. So she also, number 52, has too many babies. Presumably after having too many boys. So let's see, right? Mary Ann and Logan have an egg baby to look after for a school project, while Mary Ann has to care for real babies too. So she...
Teenage pregnancy.
Yeah, so she has an egg baby.
Okay.
Oh my God. Number 54, Mallory and the Dream Horse.
Which just always will remind me of Father Ted.
My lovely, lovely, lovely horse.
My lovely horse.
So, yeah, she just takes riding lessons. She doesn't go on OnlyFans with a horse. Anyway. Oh my God. So number 59 is Mallory hates boys.
Oh.
Brackets and the gym. So why does she hate boys?
Mallory.
Oh, because she's poor. Right, okay. God.
Mallory and the gender pay gap.
Yeah. So gym class and boys begin to ruin her life.
Oh, I hated gym class or PE at school.
Yeah.
Ruined my life.
So number 62 is Christy and the worst kid ever. So are you allowed to say that a kid now is the worst kid ever? A bit like your mum saying, when I get you home, I'm going to kill you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the Papadakis, new foster child, Lou McNally, is a troublemaker. Okay.
Maybe they have opposition or defiance disorder.
Maybe. There you go. Oh, God. Number 68, Jessie and the Bad Babysitter.
Do you remember that song? I'm a bad babysitter, got my boyfriend in the shower. I'm
No.
earning $6 an hour. No? Okay. I think it was in the 90s.
Well, this was 93. Oh, no, it wasn't. Yeah, it was 93, so it could have been around about the same time. But Jessie asks a new girl to join the Babysitters Club, which turns out to be a mistake. Presumably, she's lazy. And gets her boyfriend in the shower, to be fair, when she goes to babysit, and still gets paid the $6 an hour.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. Number 69, Get Well Soon, Mallory. Mallory has not been feeling well and discovers she has mononucleosis.
So mono.
Mono. Now, if you don't know what mono is, it's glandular fever. I had glandular fever when I was about 17 or 18, I think, and basically they call it the kissing disease. So did Mallory get this through...
Too many boys?
Did she kiss too many boys? Who knows, really? Did she? We will know. Well, we will know if you read the book, but you know. Oh my God. Oh my good God. Now this has to be the most inappropriate one of the batch, to be fair. Number 72 is Dawn and the We Love Kids Club. Now, if you know, there is a thing in the UK and in America where basically there are these groups of people who will monitor people who use the internet. Yes. And basically, they will then go and they will find these people and they will turn them into the police. Now, you know what I'm getting at here.
Not like a magic trick.
Yeah.
You know.
You're a policeman now, Harry. But no, basically, they phone the police and the police come and get them, you know. And they are part of this club, I should think. And it is, the description says... In California, the We Love Kids Club experiences fame and tries to handle it. So, were they outed? Is this not...
Is it fame or infamy?
Yeah, fame or infamy, because were they outed?
Infamy,
They've all got an infamy. Yeah, so was this something a bit disturbing that was going on? Who knows? All right, number 78, Claudia and Crazy Peaches. Look up Lovely Peaches.
Don't.
Okay. Look, who's a star on
A star.
on TikTok and
With
stuff.
hits such as Itching and Burning.
Claudia has trouble with her pregnant aunt. Now, presumably her pregnant aunt is her... No, okay. So is her pregnant aunt called Peaches? And they're implying that she's crazy, which obviously in this day and age, really, you know...
When I was pregnant, I was an absolute crazy. It messes with your hormones. It makes you hot and bothered. It's awful. Don't do it.
And now we're getting it all over again now because of our age as well, aren't we? We're getting a bit crazy and a bit warm, you know. Well, it's a bit warm at the moment, anyway, without the baby. But basically, like, it's a bit warm at the moment anyway, isn't it? Mary Ann is terrible. Okay, 79, Mary Ann breaks the rules. Mary Ann has Logan over during a sitting job and gets caught. That's songlet. So what were her and Logan doing, honestly? Kids, eh? A lot of this is to do with sort of an undertone of some sort of mental health crisis, a bit like Winnie the Pooh, you know. So basically, like this seems to be the undertone. There seems to be a moral to each of these books. I read these, but I read these quite a long time ago now. You know, sometime in the last century. So at the end of the day, I can't remember the exact content. But if you've read these recently, revisited your childhood, she's enthralled. Then basically, like, leave that in the comments. Leave anything in the comments. Whatever. Christy's worst idea is 00. So what would be her worst idea then, Jen? What do you think, Christy?
Start a YouTube channel.
Talk about the Babysitters Club books, yeah. So the Babysitters Club appears to be falling apart and things only get worse when a babysitting charge is hurt while Christy is babysitting. Is this the end? Is there a massive trial, do we think? You know? Oh, okay, so yeah, anyway, 08 is Don't Give Up Mallory. Mallory's dream class turns into a disappointment when her teacher favours the boys. Does she have a female teacher?
There's a bit of a rise in that at the moment.
Yeah, I know. And if so, questions need to be asked.
But teenage boys are disgusting.
Back in 1997, none of those questions would have been asked, realistically, I suppose, not as much.
But teenage boys, they're smelly and they're noisy, and I don't know.
If you've ever, you know, as long as you weren't homeschooled, right? If you've ever been at school and you've walked past them boys' toilets, they are really smelly.
Yeah.
They're really smelly. And, you know, I don't know how they are now. I mean, to be fair, you have you have an adult child who is now 19, who basically recently went to high school, and well, more recently than us, and basically said they were equally as smelly there. So that element has never changed, really, has it, for those toilets? However, favouring the boys wouldn't get away with that now, you know, not without questions being raised, would she?
I don't know.
Or he, you know, it's a possibility. You don't know. She's nervous about this video, you can tell, can't you? Look.
Stacey's secret friend.
Oh yeah, like Whitney's secret friend, no? Do you get the reference? Number 11, no. Stacey, Whitney Houston. Stacey's secret friend. Stacey takes on the task of helping Tess Swinhart with a fashion makeover, but is Stacey the one that's wrong about Tess's style?
Why is she a secret friend?
I don't know what's wrong with her.
Is it like a lesbian friend situation?
Number 17, Claudia and the Terrible Truth. Claudia is worried her new babysitting charges are being abused. Jesus Christ, that was a turn for the worst.
That escalated, didn't it?
You know, Jesus. Number 19, Stacey's ex-boyfriend. Stacey's ex-boyfriend is feeling down and the only thing that can cheer him up is her. So she goes there. Do you remember off EastEnders when Frank turns up with the spinning bow tie? Oh, Frank. You know, basically like that might be the scenario here. And then the whole original series ended on an absolutely huge topic. Number 31 is the fire at Mary Ann's house. Caused by too many boys. I hope her too many babies were fine, though, to be honest with you.
It's probably caused by the ex-boyfriend.
Yes, absolutely.
While her dad was away on business.
Getting poor, yeah. When Mary Ann's house is destroyed by a fire, her family considers leaving Stony Brook. That's a really, I mean, what a downer way of ending the series.
It was like, you know, the dinosaurs.
Yeah,
the last episode was so depressing.
You know what, I used to watch that when I was a kid. I actually cried at that last episode.
And we watched it again recently. And we
I
both
cried again, yeah. Because if you've never seen it, the last episode, they wanted to completely end the series. So there was no chance of ever having any more episodes. And obviously, what happened to the dinosaurs? You know, what do people say happened to them? That's what happened to them. And I cried my eyes out on both occasions because it was awful to watch. I think it was worse being an adult, to be fair. You know, because you realised entirely the implications. Yeah, so that's essentially the sort of stuff that you would get at the Babysitters Club. You know, and obviously this was back in in the 1990s.
It was a simpler time.
It was a different day and age, wasn't it? Yes, so what we've done is we've put in ChatGPT. Will you put in ChatGPT?
Because I'm incapable of what's the word? Spontaneous thought about things. So I thought.
And we couldn't be bothered to write any of our own. So what we've done is put in ChatGPT things that maybe what was it you asked ChatGPT for a start?
If the Babysitters Club was made today in today's woke society, what would some of the titles be? We're not anti-woke, by the way.
No. So okay, so the first one is Christie's great idea to unionise the club. Girl power, bitches. Let's go on our bloody march.
Can you say girl power nowadays?
I don't know. Claudia and the cancelled artist. So presumably that would be one of the many cancelled artists of recently.
And following this video, we will probably be cancelled also.
The next one is the truth about Stacey's healthcare access, where she doesn't get pain medication for a major operation. Then next, Marianne saves the planet, one metal straw at a time. We were watching a documentary about this, and apparently there was a big thing made out of plastic straws contaminating the ocean. But when you actually look properly, it's all plastic nets, isn't it? It's a lot of it, the majority.
That's the majority.
Yeah. Jessie and the Ballet of Boundaries. do. I'm not fat. Stop calling me fat. There's one of her boundaries. Mallory versus the patriarchy.
Like that one?
Yeah. Logan likes Marianne with affirmative consent. The Babysitters tight wage inequality. Claudia and the culturally Claudia and the cultural appropriation conundrum. Presumably she went out wearing a poncho.
With dreads.
And a sombrero.
Yeah.
Christy and the gender neutral babysitting handbook. Stacey and the body positivity club. Dawn and the case of microaggressions. Marianne and the safe space sleepover.
I think that's my favourite so far.
Mallory on maternity leave. Age is just a number. So obviously she's an older parent.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Jessie's guide to decolonising dance. Christy for president. She, they, 2025. Claudia in the anti-racist reading list. So anyway, that was essentially the gist. Babysitter Club old titles, which obviously we explained, or we tried to explain. Yeah. Theories is probably more appropriate. And what they would be nowadays, really. Yeah. And if you've seen, there are books released as sort of parodies and tongue-in-cheeks of culturally appropriate fairy tales and bedtime stories.
Sylvia there on the bookshelf, actually.
So here it is, politically correct bedtime stories. The titles are exactly the same as you would expect. So let's just turn to random pages. Her screams were... This is, hang on. Little Red Riding Hood. Her screams were heard by a passing woodscutter person, or log fuel technician, as he preferred to be called. When he burst into the cottage, he saw the melee and tried to intervene, but as he raised his axe, Red Riding Hood and the wolf both stopped. "And just what do you think you're doing?" asked Red Riding Hood. The woodcutter person blinked and tried to answer, but no words came to him. "Bursting in here like a Neanderthal, trusting your weapon to do your thinking for you," she exclaimed. "Sexist, speciest. How dare you assume that women and wolves can't solve their own problems without a man's help?" Yes.
And other stories.
Yeah, I mean, these are all quite amusing, to be fair.
Yes, but this was a bit different
Yes.
from our usual reselling videos. We thought we'd just try and entertain you a little bit. And also show you that Babysitter Club books can be worth a few quid if you can pick them up cheaply enough.
Yeah, exactly. So those were 10 pence each, and obviously you saw some of the prices of the listings. And there are more that are going in a bundle that we've got, but I'm sure that we'll make more than 10 pence per book on them too, because it's, I think, we had multiples of one of the super specials as well. So, you may not know this also is that the US and UK versions, they had different front covers. So the UK version, those were the ones I read, they had like balloon writing on the front and were just more colourful, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are a difference between the two series, so just look out for that one as well.
Something a bit different this week. Instead of an end of word, what I'd like you to do is think of a popular book title and make it woke, and write that in the comments for us.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, we've got nothing against, you know, sort of other people's views. They are what they are. This was just a bit of fun for us middle-aged folk, to be honest with you. And at the end of the day, you know, it is just that. We don't mean any harm by it, but, you know, yeah, make up a title.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like and subscribe, please. If you want to see
Yes.
more of this type of video, let us know. If you thought it was awful, let us know.
Let us know, yeah.
And we will see you in the next one.
However, please also remember, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe now if you like, and also turn on notifications while you're there, where you can get them set to all, or sometimes we have links to our various stores, which they're the usual Depop, Bricklink, eBay and Vinted. We have a link to buy us a coffee, and we have merchandise, so there's all that good stuff too. But yes, anyway, so that is the gist.
Yes.
That is it.
So we'll see you in the next one.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.